If you've been struggling with trauma, maybe traditional talk therapy hasn't worked, then EMDR might be exactly what you need to finally move past what you've been through. My name is John Clarke. I'm a trauma and anxiety specialist, and I'm really excited to talk to you today about 4 major benefits of EMDR. Okay, so major benefit number 1 is that EMDR requires a lot less talking than traditional talk therapy. What we've found is that just talking about traumatic experiences isn't helpful. In fact, doing so can often lead to very negative outcomes, right? Just talking about it, oftentimes people feel what we call flooded, right? So a lot of those negative emotions and feelings come back. You might have flashbacks, nightmares, you might feel really destabilized in session as you're talking about it, right? Maybe kind of detached. These are all really bad things. So again, just talking about your trauma doesn't inherently help. With EMDR, you just have to recall a part of the difficult memory and then pair that with what's called bilateral stimulation, or stimulating both sides of the brain. Now, your therapist might do this in a number of different ways, whether it's moving their fingers back and forth, maybe it's following a light bar that they have in their room, maybe it's holding paddles that vibrate left to right. If you're doing it online, maybe it's following a ball that goes across your screen. Whatever you do, all that matters is that both sides of your brain are stimulated while you're holding in your mind a piece of the traumatic memory. We do this over and over again in what's called a protocol treatment, which is what EMDR is, and then by doing that, we eventually desensitize the traumatic memory. It takes it from a vivid color picture to a dull black and white picture. It doesn't change what's happened or what you've been through. You're not going to totally forget about it, but it's just going to make it so the memory is more benign and you can learn to just talk about it without all the nervous system response, the flooding, etc. This is why I love EMDR. It's just such a powerful treatment. Big benefit number 2 is that it generally delivers pretty quick results, especially compared to other more long-term therapies, or again, just traditional talk therapy for trauma. Many clients experience big relief in as little as 1 session. Now, we can't make any guarantees. Obviously, everyone is different. If you have really complex traumas or multiple traumas, it's going to be different than if you have just one more mild trauma. But the bottom line is many clients feel some relief from their trauma in as little as 1 EMDR session. Big benefit number 3 is that it can treat a wide range of issues. Surprising to some, EMDR is not just for trauma or PTSD. EMDR can also help with things like anxiety, depression, grief and loss, OCD, etc. It's just a really powerful brain therapy for kind of helping the brain get unstuck. And finally, big benefit number 4, and who doesn't want this, EMDR can lead to more positive thinking and beliefs. Oftentimes when we have a trauma, there is a thought or a belief about oneself that's associated with it. So let's say you were assaulted, oftentimes the belief is, it's my fault, I should have known better, I should have avoided that place, or that person, whatever it is. That negative belief is often part of what's keeping you stuck and part of what's keeping that memory rooted. Through EMDR, we actually find a replacement belief or replacement cognition, and we work on what's called installing that, right? Kind of cementing that new positive cognition or belief. By doing that, not only can you experience relief from the traumatic memories themselves, but you can have a healthier and more positive, or at least more realistic, thought or belief about yourself in relation to what happened to you. Hey, I hope this was helpful. Again, these are 4 major benefits of EMDR. This is not a comprehensive list. Obviously, there's a lot more. If you're curious about EMDR, we've got other videos about it here on this channel, so definitely check those out and subscribe while you're at it. And if you're interested in EMDR, definitely find someone who has been trained in EMDR, so a therapist who has received specialty training in EMDR. If you feel like EMDR is for you, try to connect with a therapist who might be able to get you started with EMDR. As with all things though, there's no silver bullet, there's no quick fix, there isn't one thing that's going to kind of fix you. So you have to know that EMDR is just one approach. It's a powerful approach, but it should be part of a more comprehensive plan for approaching your mental health. Again, hope this was helpful. I'm John Clarke, licensed therapist, anxiety and trauma specialist, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks again. See you soon.